Okay, it makes a loud noise. They're not really coming at you. They're coming at whatever is shiny. So, if you need to catch one, if you get a shiny piece of fish and you go like this, the pelican's going to go and it's going to get closer and closer and closer to you. If you get their mouth and stick your finger, of course, in between, because they can't breathe.
They can't breathe.
Right? If you got them like this, really fast, you can grab them like this. Now you're going to get wet, right? But that's why we have our handy-dandy towels set up already, right next to you. You can hold their wings in between your knees. And it's basically the same as any of the other large birds. And you would have what on your hands?
Gloves.
Yay, gloves! So, I, for some reason, like to carry them this way. The trick with pelicans is they get very upset if they don't feel anything against their feet. So, in this case, you would want to put extra pressure up on their feet. That way it feels like they're standing. They don't like that, like, crazy loose leg feeling. They'll really, and they're strong, they'll really fight you on it. Now, the interesting thing about pelicans is, and I say shiny things, not just fish, because one time I was at the pier, and I see this guy, and he was one of my cool duck swagger guys, and he's walking down the pier, and then he looks behind him, and here are these guys, and they're going, so he's walking a little bit faster, and then 2 or 3 of them are going, and they're headed right for him, and they're getting closer and closer, and he's walking, his swagger's disappeared a little bit, and he's walking a little faster, and I turn around and I look, and he had sunglasses hanging out of his back pocket, and the shiny ones. So as he's walking, the sunglasses are going like this, and the pelicans are going like this, and closer, and closer. So I yell, "Put your sunglasses in your pocket!" And he's like, "What?" And he's walking like this. He's like, "Put your sunglasses in your pocket." So he stops, puts his sunglasses in his pocket, and the pelicans go, huh. And they walk away. So what's the moral of the story? Well, that's one of the morals of the story.
You can lure them with the shiny things.
You can lure them with the shiny thing.
You mean shiny things.
That's classic miscommunication between species. This guy had no reason in the world to realize why these pelicans, who usually just hang out on the rocks and don't bother anybody, were now all of a sudden pursuing him en masse. I mean, it was like 3 or 4 of them by the end of it. And I mean, they're big too. Because when they're flapping, those guys are like this big, and they were all snapping at him. So this is kind of one of those things. You guys are going to be ambassadors for these species. The more you learn about each individual species, then the better you're going to be able to kind of intervene in situations where maybe the animal doesn't need help, but maybe it really needs somebody to speak up for it, or to tell a story about it, or to say, "Hey, put your sunglasses in your pocket." It's amazing. Just those little things can really open people's eyes and get them more interested in the animals around them. So, any questions about pelicans?